So here we determine the population of the prairie dogs after 13 months. So basically we have to find P of 13, which represents the population of the prairie dogs after 13 months. So how do you find this P of 13? So first we need to understand, or we need to know what is P of T. That is, this represents the population of the prairie dogs for any given values of T. So using this derivative function, that is p prime of t, we can determine p of t first. So how do we find this? Since this is a derivative which represent the rate of population of the prairie dogs, we have to integrate this derivative function so that we get the p of t. So let's do that. So I put this integration symbol like this, and with dt. So integration of the derivative function p prime of t basically represents the derivative of p of t. So when you take the antiderivative or the integral of p prime of t, we get back the original function, that is p of t. So this becomes, on the right side also we have to find the integral of the two terms. So I can write down this as 20 times of dt minus of integral of t by 5 dt. And here this 20 is a constant, so it's just the integral of dt minus this 1/5 I can factor out of the integral, and then I had to integrate only the t. So integral of dt, or just this is 1 dt, this is equal to t, and minus of 1/5. Here we can use the power rule of integral. That is, suppose if we have x raised to the power of n dx and we want to find the integral of this one, we utilize the formula this equals x raised to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus the integration constant. So when you use this power rule of integral, here we assume that this t is equivalent to t raised to the power of 1. So therefore this becomes t raised to the power of n equal to 1 here. So I replace n by 1. This becomes 1 plus 1 divided by the same number, that is 1 plus 1. And we also put the integration constant c. So let's get this simplified. So this equals 20t minus of 1/5 of this t raised to the power of 1 plus 1 is t squared divided by 1 plus 1 is 2. So this becomes 5 times of 2, and I can simplify this as 20t minus of, sorry, this I can write down this as t squared by 10, because 5 times 2 is 10. So this is t squared by 10 plus c. So this is the equation which represents the function p of t, and this basically represents the population of the prairie dogs for any given values of t. So we have this equation, however, we have not yet determined the value of the c, that is the integration constant c. For that, we can utilize the initial condition, that is p of 0 equals 50, which means at time t equal to 0, the population is 50. So all that we do is we plug in t equal to 0, and then we substitute p of 0 equal to 50. So first let me plug in t equal to 0 into this function. When I do that, I get p of 0. This equals 20 times of 0 minus of 0 squared over 10 plus c. And p of 0 also we can replace, which is equal to 30. So therefore this becomes 50 equals 20 times of 0 is 0, and this is also 0. So we get the value of c equals 50. So now that we have determined the value of c equals 50, we can rewrite this population function by substituting the value of c. So therefore the final expression, or the final equation that represents the population of prairie dogs is p of t equals 20t minus of t squared over 10. This is t squared over 10 plus the integration constant which we just found, that is 50. So this is the final equation for the population of the prairie dogs. Now we can easily answer this question, that is we have to determine the population after 30 minutes. 13 months, which means we just have to plug in t equal to 30 into this equation to determine the population. So I'm going to plug in t equals 30 into this. So therefore this becomes p of 13 which represents the population of the prairie dogs after 13 months. So we replace all these as 13. So therefore, this becomes 20 times of 13 minus of 13 squared over 10 plus 50. So we can plug this into the calculator and we get the value as 293. This is rounded to the whole number. So we say that the population of the prairie dogs after 13 months is 293 prairie dogs.